25 cent. I got the enemy streaming my shit. I make a broad only like coochie like this.
Hell yeah.
Yo. What's good, everybody? CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. My name is the Holy Lord Sanctus, God of the coast, your host. We do this every Monday through Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I see Court Manchi, Coach C. That's a name. Narj, M. Grace Photography, Nate Larson, and the card photos in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. I see Grambino 740 on Twitch as well. Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. My name is Lord Sanctus, your host. Connect the Coast Radio, playing 805 hip hop every Monday through Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Z Wells, thank you for joining the chat. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Y'all saw the title. I know it sounds crazy. Y'all saw the title, but it sounds like it's been confirmed that 12 UFOs are being stored at different military facilities around the U.S. We're going to get into that. I'm going to play you that news article a little later. We could talk about that. And the, what is it called? Entomological impact it's going to have. Or is it just a distraction to distract from everything else? Who knows these days, right? Apple also did their developer conference announcements. And AI was in everything. So AI is here to stay. We're going to talk about how Apple is integrating AI into all of their new devices. Music is key, and John Mercado in the chat just in time because we are going to play a new marquee song today called Options featuring Randy White as well, world premiere. We're going to be the first radio station in the world to play it, so make sure you stay tuned for that. If there's anything you would like to hear, if there's anything you would like me to play, it's just $5, Cash App or Venmo. Our Cash App is Connect the Coast. Our Venmo is Connect the Coast 2021. Please make sure you include the name of the artist and the title of the song so I play the right thing, but I'd be happy to do it. Definitely got to give a shout out to our sponsors, The Source. Please visit thesourceslo.com. Also check out Favor and Station Head, and y'all, Connect Cannabis is live. We have our own delivery service. It's live right now in a soft launch. So if you want to get weed delivered to your location from Connect the Coast, all you got to do is tap the link in our Instagram bio, and you can find the Connect Cannabis link right there. But we'll deliver weed to your location as long as you're in San Luis Obispo County. We have tons of options: pre-roll, flower, vapes, tinctures, edibles, the whole nine. So make sure you check it out. The name Uno is in the chat. What's good? Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Grambino says unidentified fucking objects is when you find a second toy that looks weird. John Mercado says Jody. Uno says the champ is here with the bats. We see you. Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. And it just deleted the chat, y'all. Sorry. The name Uno says, what up, Jody? Cool. And the name Uno says it's Options Day. Yes, we're going to get into options featuring Randy White a little later for sure. John Mercado says, what's up, my guy, the name Uno? If you're on Instagram, thank you so much for tapping in. Make sure you drop a plug in the chat just so I know you're paying attention. DJ Brother C just joined on Instagram. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. The last announcement I'm going to make is June 21st. Shorty Doo-Wop is releasing new music featuring Cav. It's called All G's Go to Heaven on all streaming platforms. Make sure you tap in there. And then June 28th, Cav will be releasing new music called No Lights. Also available on all streaming platforms. So make sure you tap in there as well. Cool. I'm going to play a song or two, and then we're going to talk about the government hiding UFOs, y'all. This shit is crazy. It's I don't know if you're ready. This shit is crazy. But yeah, once again, if there's any requests, just $5 Cash App or Venmo, let me know. And I got you up first on CTC Radio. We have Let's do this. This is T. Shaheed. Tell him who I am. CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Let him know you ain't got time for that bullshit. Yeah. All these niggas stay trying it, yeah, but they don't know nothing about me. Yeah. Time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends. I'ma still get it in. All these niggas stay trying it, but they don't know nothing about me. Yeah. Time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends. I'ma still get it in. Yeah. Had to switch the flow up on you niggas one time. Steady talking shit, but I'ma still get mine. This light work. I body bitches like you.
I see Mina Azul in the chat. I see Big Jake in the chat. What's good? Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Grambino says, it's all love over here. Haters can stay on YouTube, please. The name Uno says, that boy Key. Grambino 740 says, the light bars in the background is good stuff. Let's go.
But they don't know nothing about me. Yeah, time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends. I'ma still get it in. All these niggas stay trying it, but they don't know nothing about me. Yeah, time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends. I'ma still get it in. It's alright, it's okay. I'ma do my own thing and stay the same. A put respect on your name, nigga. Use a lane. I'm like a bitch made nigga with no claim to fame. I just sit back and laugh at them. All these goofy ass niggas think they want a problem. Wait, hold up, what you say now? Thought a bitch ass nigga try to say something, but you know you won't put a fucking name on it. Stay silent so the lambs nigga say nothing, cause you know you be frontin' and you know you need to cut it. Yeah, said he gotta remind y'all that I ain't one to be fucked with. Always on my grind, use my time to be on my shit. All these niggas stay trying it, but they don't know nothing about me. Yeah, time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends. I'ma still get it in. All these niggas stay trying it, but they don't know nothing about me. Yeah, time to tell them who I am, shit. I don't give a damn what you talking to your friends.
Mr. Fit Fresh just joined the chat. The card photo says this video has 2010 tip vibes. Frederick Boom is in the chat as well. Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Mina Azul says those light bars in the background. Love those. DJ Brother C says, driving in on the 101 listening to you. I appreciate that. Music is Key says, damn T, let me laugh my ass off. That bitch had heavy, heavy beat. Stupid. Yo, that's T Shaheed. CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. That's called Tell 'Em Who I Am. If you like that, make sure you add it to your libraries, add it to your playlist. Let's get into this, yo. World fucking premiere. He's in the chat right now, so there's no reason to delay. There's no reason to not get into it right this second. Marquis just dropped new music with the homie Randy White out of LA, called Options. He's been going crazy on the promo for this. I meant to tell you that, Key. I really like the rollout for this. A lot of different content, a lot of funny content, a lot of really dope shit. So this is a world premiere. Options, Marquis, Randy White, CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Let's go. New music. Music is Key says, appreciate you, bro. Gotta be intentional. Grambino says, Mina, yeah, if you don't want to spend thousands on them, I can show you how to build them for like $10. It's super dynamic lighting. And Grambino says, StreamYard. Hello.
I'm the new big topper, penny dropper. Only use it through a night. Bet you want forever. At the Rossi acting up, gon' put us on the rocks. You knew what it was, and now you run like you can never want me. Playing the field, got you.
This shit going. This shit going. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. We might have to run this one back. We might have to run this one back. Let's go, Key. Okay. Mina Azul says, Grambino 740. Yeah, Yeah, Grambino740 says, why does YouTube always hate us, man? I don't know. The thing about StreamYard, so I did try StreamYard. I think it's really good for interviews, but for playing music videos and shit like that, I don't think it's going to be... Maybe I just got to try it. I did like a test episode and I didn't love it, so maybe we'll try it.
I'm a new big popper, penny dropper.
Hell yeah.
Only use it through a night. Bet you want forever. At the Rossi acting up, gon' put us on the rocks. You knew what it was, and now you
Casey Family is in the chat. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
running some game. Running like I can't get lucky. So can play if you want to be. Oh, here for a good time, not long. My heart's been picked apart. I can't let
Nate Gold 94 just joined. Mina Azul says it's a panty dropper. DJ Brother C says Twitch is tripping also. Grambino says we can test it out while I work the kinks for my podcast. If you want, Lord, I'll be getting my license mid-July. Oh shit.
know that I can't miss some options. Tanya, Wanda, ain't no stopping. Them flavors, no I'm copping. Can't play for keeps, cause you know that I can't miss some options.
Tell me that it's funny. It's funny how I play both sides. Like 1 minute I want it. Next minute
Hell
I
yeah.
change my mind. I let it be open and free to say anything I want to anybody. Yeah. Pressure by the hub and get on top of me. I can't make her leave if she don't wanna leave.
Hell yeah.
Here for a good time, not long. My heart's been picked apart. I can't let down my guard. Know your role, play your part.
Hell yeah.
In case you knows what's poppin'. Them flavors, you know what I got. I can't understand, cause you know that I can't miss some options. Tanya, Wanda, ain't no stopping. Them flavors, know I'm copping. Can't play for keeps, cause you know that I can't miss some options. Now what you gonna do? You can tell your friends to get with my friends. We can do this like every weekend.
Brand new music. Marquee. Randy
Hell
White.
yeah.
It's called Options. He said, you know that I keep me some options out here in these streets. Okay, I like that kind of talk. Dominic 805, thank you for joining.
Boost
Please
your
share
revenue.
the stream if you wouldn't mind. That's a world premiere. Marquee, again, Options, featuring Randy White, available now on all streaming platforms. Make sure you go tap in, and Music is Key. That is him. That's the man right there. Make sure you follow him. Hootie Who 95 is in the chat. What's good, sir? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. V Crystal is also in the stream. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. This is CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Look, y'all, I don't know if you saw this story, but apparently the government has 12 UFOs in their possession. This story is a little long, and I'm going to play a decent amount. I'm going to play like 4 to 5 minutes of it. So be patient, but this shit is some of the wildest shit I've heard all year. I want to know, do you think this is true? Could this be true? And if you think it's true, what kind of implications do you think this is going to have on society? Or do you think it's just all bullshit and you think it's just a distraction? So the UFO might have 12. I mean, the U.S. might have 12 UFOs, 12 alien non-human crafts in their possession. So that's crazy in itself. Grambino says Options was fire, yo. Key, by the way. Straight Lace No Chase just hopped in the chat. So did I, Rob Dog. Thank y'all for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. We're about to talk about the government with 12 UFOs in its possession. Check.
Recent reporting, author Michael Schellenberger writes that multiple sources have confirmed whistleblower David Grush's claim that the United States government possesses a number of non-human vehicles. These sources are, quote, either high-ranking intelligence officials, former intelligence officials, or individuals who could be verified as being involved in the United States government UAP efforts for 3 or more decades, according to his reporting.
Schellenberger writes that the individuals said they had seen or been presented with, quote, credible and verifiable evidence that the U.S. government and U.S. military contractors possess at least 12 or more alien spacecraft, some of which they shared with AARO or the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, quote, which AARO has refused to provide Congress. The office reportedly said it has not discovered any verifiable information, end quote, because it does not have the authority to verify it and may not want to verify it. Joining us now to discuss is Twitter Files.
Grambino asked a good question. Grambino says, are we defining UFO as alien spacecraft or just unidentified? Graham, we are specifically defining these as confirmed non-human vehicles. Confirmed non-human vehicles, meaning alien vehicles. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is confirmed alien, not just unidentified, confirmed alien vehicles. Music is Key says, Bino, my guy. And Graham Bino says, also, can we also talk about how Tom DeLonge from Blink 182 was right? Yo, I mean, fuck, he was right, man. That shit's crazy. Shit is absolutely crazy. So we are talking about confirmed non-human intelligence creating these vehicles.
Author of Apocalypse Never, Michael Schellenberger. Thank you for being with us, Michael.
Good to be with you.
So, confirmation, aliens are real. This is exciting. What do you make of the baker's dozen of alien spacecraft that we have?
Well, I think it's worth just pointing out that this is very shocking. The whistleblower in question, David Grush, used a term ontological shock, which is a little bit of jargon, but what he means is that
Blue Diamond just joined the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you would align. I said entomological. I meant ontological, not entomological. I couldn't think of the word. But if you're just joining, we're talking about it's confirmed that the U.S. government has 12 non-human alien craft in their possession. And we're listening to the news report on that right now. I want to know what the chat thinks about this.
the idea that we are not alone in the abstract is something that everybody, I mean, not everybody, but many people, the large majority of people agree with, that we are almost certainly not alone in the universe. However, the idea that there may already be contact or have been contact for quite a while between the U.S. military and non-human intelligence, non-human life forms is very shocking, and it's shocking for me personally. There's things I kept out of the story that I think were just too shocking and certainly harder to confirm. But I do think it's clear that the conversation about this has.
Yo, Graham, I picked up on that too. I was like, isn't a dozen just a dozen? Like a baker's dozen is 13. I thought I picked up on that too.
Large and growing number of people with reason to know who say that in fact there are non-human spacecraft.
That is very intriguing that there's things that you left out of the story. I hope that you'll continue to investigate them. I'm wondering how exactly these sources determined that these crafts were non-human. Was it the material they were made out of, the method of construction? How exactly did they make that determination?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there wasn't much doubt.
King Trip just joined the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. CTC Radio, we're talking about the confirmation of 12 alien crafts being held by the government. 12 non-human alien craft. That means aliens have been confirmed. Y'all, 2024. This is the news report. Check it out.
There are programs, according to these folks, that exist to not just study these technologies, but attempt to reverse engineer them. There was some, disagreement or different levels of knowledge about the success in that. Certainly the idea had been that there was efforts to try to operate these craft or reverse engineers to create them. There's one very interesting story, which is that a major aerospace company apparently tried to involve greater civilian scientists and engineers to reverse engineer the vehicles because the stovepiping or compartmentalization that exists really prevents the kind of innovation and sharing of knowledge that's actually essential to being able to achieve scientific and engineering goals. And so there was a very briefly floated idea to involve a larger number of scientists and engineers that was apparently rejected by the Pentagon.
Did y'all hear what he's
So
saying?
these
Did
are,
y'all
look,
hear
extraordinary
what he's
claims.
saying? It's insane. First of all, Graham says, but yeah, I believe it. I think
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to check out Motion Array. My name is Paul, filmmaker and YouTuber, and I am using Motion Array that has helped me produce a lot of content fast and
I might believe it to a degree. Like, do I believe that humanity is the supreme intelligence in the universe? Do I believe that we are alone as a greater intelligence in the universe? The universe, maybe, but in existence, no. I don't think we're alone in existence. I just find it hard to believe that there's actual, like, aliens in space with all of the cameras and all the technology that we have and, like, the way that these things supposedly crash land, like the fact that none of them have operated. I mean, none of them have accidentally been spotted in HD. Just leads me to believe, because the government, like, we see the incompetence of the government. Like, I do think, okay, maybe they're able to keep major secrets, but I just don't think that they'd be able to hide evidence of, like, aliens visiting Earth. I feel like if there is alien intelligence, I feel like it's extra dimensional and, like, out of phase, or it exists beyond the scope of human visibility. Because, you know, they say that the humans can only see, like, a certain portion of the light spectrum, so maybe intelligence exists outside of that light spectrum, and that's why we never see them. But I just don't know if I believe in, like, aliens from deep space. Like, if we're talking about, like, microorganisms and that type of life in space, sure. But do I believe in, like, gray aliens and shit? I don't know. Mina Azul says, did you hear about the theory that the CIA murdered Marilyn Monroe after they heard her on a phone tap telling JFK that she was going to tell the press about UFOs? I did not hear about that. That's actually crazy. The name Uno says straight heat opinions that crack. Grambino 740 says, how do you define intelligence? And I ever read about the wow signal. So funny story about the wow signal that I'll tell you after I answer this question. So intelligence in my book is defined by sentience, like the creation, like is this intelligence smart enough to create culture? Do they bury their dead? Do they have certain traditions? Do they do they create family units? Do they create community? Do they have art? Do they have technology? That's how I define intelligence. And Mina, I did not hear about the Marilyn Monroe thing, but I did hear, I mean, and I don't know how much I believe that, but I've heard many times that JFK was assassinated because he was asking too many questions about UFOs, but I don't know where I land on that one. And then Grambino said, have I ever heard about the WOW signal? And yes, I was actually I was in a group called the WOW, and I was pushing so hard to call our first album The Wow Signal, because that's one of the coolest stories in the world to me. King Trip says, all the people that were crazy back in the day for claiming they've seen some shit are punching in the air right now. That part, yo, like, this is huge. This is huge that the government and military, like, this is 12 alien spaceships have been confirmed, and they specifically say that they are non-human intelligence. That has been confirmed. Jay Bio what's up, Jay? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. King Trip says there definitely has to be some shit out there, though. I mean, I think there has to be more than we recognize. And there's definitely more than we know is going on. I just don't know if it's as simple as they exist in outer space and can't get to us. I think it has to be deeper than that. And then for those who are wondering what I was talking about with the WOW signal that Grambino brought up, in the 70s, sometime in the early 70s, SETI is an array of satellites that we have. It's called the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, SETI. SETI is an array of space satellites we have in the desert somewhere, and they send out signals to deep space to try to find life. And so sometime in the early 70s, we received a signal back that wasn't just regular radiation from space. It was like a signal that spiked. If you've ever seen the movie, I think it's called Signal. The Signal's with Jodie Foster. No, is it called The Arrival? I forget what it's called, but it's with Jodie Foster, and I think it's based on that movie. The movie is based on this thing where we received a signal from deep space that seemed to be constructed. It seemed to be a manufactured signal, but we've never received anything like it again. It lasted for something like 30 to 60 seconds, and it's supposed to be a deep space extraterrestrial signal, but we've never seen anything like that signal since. So something to think about. Grambino says missed opportunities, and he says a great X-Files episode about it. The movie is called Contact. Thank you, Contact. Arrival is the Charlie Sheen movie, which is also a classic in its own right. I actually like Arrival better, I'm gonna be real, but Contact is about the wow signal. It has Matthew McConaughey, Jodie Foster. You should check it out. It's a good movie. King Trip said, see, y'all know y'all movies up in here. Let's go. Hand clap for y'all. I am Solo Dolo. Just joined the chat. So did Blondie Doll. Thank you for joining. We are watching a news. I want to say article. What would I call this? A news segment about 12 alien crafts being confirmed to be in custody by the U.S. government, and there might have even been pilots recovered. Let's continue to listen.
Not a mass hallucination, that they exist in specific military bases and or in contractor facilities, and that members of Congress could go and actually find these facilities, or go and actually make sure they get their way in there and try to find these craft themselves.
So obviously this is amazing that we have the craft at all, but I can't help but wonder, were there pilots of the craft? Do we know anything about that? Is there anything you can say to that effect?
David Grush, the whistleblower, did say on News Nation that there were, in some cases, non-human pilots.
What?
I did have confirmation of that from one of my sources. I kept it out of the story.
Do you hear this? There were non-human pilots were recovered with this craft. That's absolutely fucking insane. With some of these craft, Mina Azul says, I love X-Files, and Grambino says it's such a great show. I see Mina with the alien emoji. Thank you. Grambino says, so the alien spaceships crashed made by Boeing, I take it. And you know it's a better show than X-Files is Fringe. I love Fringe so much. I think it's such a great show. Not possible without X-Files, but if you like good sci-fi shows like X-Files, watch Fringe. Fringe is super fucking fire. Grambino says the alien spaceships crash made by Boeing. So in this video, he goes on to say that some of them have been recovered as crash landed, as crashed craft. Some of them have been recovered, like some of them were abandoned, and we have a special program that retrieves these abandoned ships. And then some of them, there was another method that I forgot, but they're not all crashed. Some of them were just abandoned. And Grambino says, I have a lot to say about this video though. Let us have it. Let us hear it. Graham, what do you have to say about it? Mina Azul says recovered ? But were they alive or could they have been helped? Or were they alive or could have been helped? That's a good question. I don't think he ever answers this. What I do like about this reporter is that his whole angle for this is that the government and the military should not be able to use our tax dollars for black budget operations, especially with something this major. So he's not like a UFO enthusiast. He's not somebody who hopes that all of this is real. He's not somebody who, you know, he's not like a he's not Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens. He's not that. His whole thing is that if you're using our tax dollars as taxpayers, then we should have full transparency on what you're doing with that money. And so he's just following the money trail. And he does not go public with information that he cannot verify through sources and other things like that. So that's what I really like about Michael Schellenberg's reporting, is that it's not from the lens of somebody who wants aliens to be real. You know what I'm saying? So Mina Azul says, as long as they aren't like killer clowns from outer space, tell the government to stop gaslighting. I mean, I don't even know if I think the gaslighting has just begun. What are you talking about, yo? Like, we're not even into like if existence was Marvel movies, we're just entering the AI saga of Marvel movies for our existence. And the AI saga is going to distort reality in such a way that we're going to wish for the days of being gaslit in this way. So enjoy it while it lasts, because it's going to get a lot worse. I promise you that. Grambino 740 says, so if the source is good, why did no one besides News Nation jump on it? And man, the Hill trying to speed past that bad press at light speeds. I mean, the Hill's going to have bad press regardless, just because it's independent media. So I think there's that. But I also think that other major sources, CNN have picked up the David Grush story, Fox, all of the major outlets have picked this story up. I think that the Hill goes a little deeper with it, because a lot of the disclosure stuff about aliens leans a little right wing, and I think the Hill is a little more right wing. But I will say that the reporting on this is pretty stand up. In the same way that the New York Times is pretty trash, but every once in a while they'll have good reporting. I think that this is kind of a similar thing. Personally, that's what I think. I'm not a huge fan of The Hill, but I feel like they've had pretty fair and honest reporting about this particular story, because I follow this story across platforms, and The Hill seems to be most like level-headed about it. What's her name? The Burbank host, I forget her name, something Burbank, but she obviously wants aliens to be real, so she's gonna say that. But Michael Schellenberger, I feel like I can trust his reporting on this personally. Mina says, I don't want to accidentally swipe on an alien if I'm on a dating app. And the Grambino says, why, Mina? Maybe they're a nice being. Maybe they're a nice being, and maybe they take you to dinner. Maybe they won't ghost you. LOL. And Mina says, what's crazy? What's that crazy newspaper that I know we all grew up with that would say things like "Women in the Woods marries Bigfoot"? And Mina Azul says, Grambino, that's a good point. You're talking about the National Enquirer, Mina. And the National Enquirer is actually tied up in that Donald Trump case really heavy. And if you believe the movies Men in Black, they're actually telling the truth. But I don't believe that. I just want to be clear. But I am a Men in Black fan, so I had to bring that up. One and only Wayne Money, Devin Smith, and Cannabis Family just joined. Thank you so much for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Joints and Globs also just joined. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. We're just talking about the U.S. government confirmed alien non-human craft. Aliens are real, people. Aliens are supposedly real. I'm kind of like with the chat, like until I see the body, it's hard to believe. But I also like if you follow this story, a lot of the people who have the closest evidence are saying that it's not what we think. Everybody keeps emphasizing that fact. It's not what we think. So it's not aliens coming from deep space is something like time travel or something like interdimensional species or something like that. It's not what we think. So I tend to believe that if aliens do exist at all, if aliens are real, I don't think it's I don't think flying saucers are what we think they are, and I don't think aliens are gonna arrive in the way that we think they are, like the movies. I think it's completely different. Cannabis Family says, why don't we see a lot more cockpit airliner views and pictures from pilots? I feel that. John Merck 97 is in the chat. Thank you for hopping on both platforms. Joints and Glob says, you don't need the government to tell you this, big dog. I mean, if they've been lying to us for so many years, I think the confirmation is nice. I don't need the government to tell me anything, but as much as they have been lying about this subject, it's nice to hear confirmation. Cannabis Family says, are pilots banned from posting photographs? I have heard that is a policy of the FCC, not the FCC, the FAA. I heard that is a policy of the FAA to embargo pilots from talking about UFO encounters, and like your life becomes really, really difficult as a pilot if you start talking about seeing a UFO. So that could be true. Joints and Glob says, there's a lot of proof for our ancestors, and movies brainwash you. I could take you down a rabbit hole if you like. Drop some knowledge on us in the chat. Joints and Globs. Cannabis Family says, interdimensional travel takes thousands of years. We only live 80 to 5,000 years. No one will ever see it, let alone 20K. I mean, I feel like that's hard to know because I don't know that anybody's doing interdimensional travel outside of like astral projection, and that's instant from what I understand, and remote viewing. So I don't know if there's enough data on that to say. Grambino says, Bigfoot is offended. UFOs and Donald J. Trump taking Bigfoot shine. Even after I see the body, I'm skeptical. Ventura Tide Pod says, Mina told me to tune in, so I'm at work playing CTC in the clinic. Let's go. We're sending everybody in the clinic that healing energy. What's up? If you can hear my voice, shout out to Ventura Tide Pod. Mina Azul says, Elon Musk will come out as being the first who was abducted. I bet aliens don't want nothing to do with that, man. He's probably already met him and they've been like, yo, keep that nigga away from us. Grambino says, LOL, is what made him such a huge failure of a business? Is that what made him such a huge failure of a businessman? Mina Azul says, it's why he's obsessed with steel and going to Mars. Maybe. Ventura Tide Pod says, just tuning in, but multiple accounts of anal probing report. Do y'all believe aliens really travel? If you believe in the traditional alien, do you think they travel hundreds of millions of miles to dig up in people's ashes? Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I feel like that shows you how perverted of a species we are, that like the first thing is like, oh, they just want to fuck us. They just want to stick objects in our holes. Like, what? Why? Like, what do you learn from that? You feel what I'm saying? Joints and Glob says, it takes long with our technology, not theirs. Cannabis Family says, only live to 80. Instant for the traveler warps time, no one else. I don't understand what you're saying, bro. I'm gonna be 100% true. Joints and Glob says, Anunnakis are the real deal and real documentation from Sumerians. I do think that the Anunnaki story is very, very interesting. I don't know where I land on that. And I still think they could be interdimensional beings. They might not be like deep space beings. But I do agree, the Anunnaki story is super fucking interesting. Gerald Purify is in the chat. What's good? Thank you for joining. Whoa, my bad. We're talking UFOs, y'all. UFOs. I keep burping because check this out. I just had these Japanese Cheetos, and it's chicken wing flavored Cheetos from Japan. And they tasted good, but they're making me burp a lot. They taste like Cheetos covered in the top ramen salt. but they're pretty good. King Trip says, I don't know, man. The older I get, the more I start to believe in the firmament thing. I don't believe we've been to space, the moon, So King Trip, does that mean do you just believe in the firmament, or do you believe that the earth is flat as well? Official Funi Vision just joined. Violet Coda just joined. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Joints and Glob says, follow Billy Carson. He can help you understand better. I'm on the fence about Billy Carson. I like him. I think he is charismatic. I think he seems like a, well-spoken guy, but he's also like a hotep, right? So I'm on the fence about Billy Carson. I'm familiar with him. I'm familiar with, and a lot of the things that he's saying is not like his theories, like they're theories that he's come across, and some of them are interesting to me. But as a whole, I don't know where I stand on the Billy Carson thing. Official Funi Vision says, you see that Saudi Arabia will stop our oil sales in the U.S. I mean, it's not just Saudi Arabia. There is an oil cartel. The Middle East obviously is heavily involved, but there is an oil cartel that does manipulate gas prices. So I hear what you're saying. Cannabis Family says, traveler warps time. They don't age, but time still ticks just to leave. Milky Way would be 1,000 years to people on Earth. I'm curious, Cannabis Family, what are you basing this off of? Where are you getting this information? This sounds like very specific knowledge of how to travel beyond dimensions and through time, and I just would be curious to hear where you got that information from. Island Vape 758 is in the building. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Joints and Glob says the firmament is atmosphere, in my opinion. That's an interesting concept. So the firmament itself is atmosphere in your opinion. It's not like a truly glass dome. It's just that once you leave the atmosphere, then you can't survive beyond that firmament. Or do you think that, Joints and Globs, do you think that you can't leave the firmament at all? King Trip says, I don't know, all that stuff doesn't sound so far-fetched. The more you look into it, this motherfucker might be flat. I feel like, so I went down this rabbit hole. I went down the flat earth rabbit hole for a long time. I think that science proves that the earth is not flat. And both can't be true, right? Like, so either the earth is flat and the firmament exists, or outer space exists and there is no firmament and the earth is round. I tend to believe in science, and like science to me shows that the earth is round and that it's not flat. So, but I think when so much of human history is redacted, it makes it easy to believe these theories. You know what I'm saying? It makes it really easy to believe these theories because so much of our history is redacted. The Grambino says it actually makes scientific sense to anally probe someone. Please drop the logic to anally probing someone. And have you ever, is it so significantly impactful that you've done it in your life for science, not for pleasure, for science? Grambino 740 says, I like Johnny Carson. No other Carsons though. And Cannabis Family is basing it off of maybe cannabis. Yo, that's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. Grambino. Ventura Tide Pod says the earth is not, capital N-O-T, flat. Grambino 740 says flat earthers around the world believe the earth is not right. Yo, hey, look, man. You know what opens the door to the flat earth theory is all of the secrecy around Antarctica. All of that secrecy, to me, we need full transparency on what the fuck is happening in Antarctica, and that's why I think it's so easy to adopt the flat earth theory, because a lot of it stems from whatever the fuck is going on down there. Joints and Glob says he teaches you how to discover yourself. I think he's talking about Billy Carson. Yo, to each his own, to each his own. I don't know if he's gonna help me discover myself, but I'm not knocking it. Joints and Globs, Cannabis Family says physics is where they learn this. It's just straight up. Is this like Terrence Howard physics or like regular physics? Joints and Glob says, I read this stuff every day after work. Our ancient ancestors even knew the world was round, and they had perfect documentation of our solar system. Perfect documentation, I don't know, but I do agree with you, Joints and Globs, that they had high level documentation of at least our local solar system, and like the placement of the pyramids is actually mathematical, and it includes geometry, and it includes, you know, the diameter and the radius of the earth, which is spherical. So I agree, the ancients knew that the earth was round. Even in the Bible, y'all, peep this. So for those of you who are not, you know, religious at all, in the Bible, I forget what I think it's called Adamic. There's like Adamic scriptures and non-Adamic scriptures. Is that what I want to say? I forget what there's a word for the scriptures that were removed from the Bible. Like in the King James version, in the white man's version, the America version, European version of the Bible, there are 62 books in the Bible, but I believe there's like a total of like 98 total books in the Bible, and some of them were removed. Enoch being one of the most popular books of the Bible that was removed, and Enoch being one of the only humans that was taken up alive into heaven. So he ascended into heaven without dying. And Enoch says heaven is a place, and he described heaven as a place with blinking jewels and as a flying city, which really sounds like a spaceship. And he says when he was taken up, he looked down and saw the round of the earth, meaning that the earth was round. This is in the Bible, y'all. So this means in ancient times, they knew the earth was round. Let's see. Cannabis Family says Carl Sagan with the time travel. Joints and Glob says time travel is real, like he is saying. I do know that theoretically time travel is real, so I'm not disagreeing with that. King Trip said all these rabbit holes on TikTok got me questioning everything these days. That's the point of TikTok, my friend. That's the whole point of it. That's why I think it's good to ask these questions. I think it's good to go down these rabbit holes. I just don't think it's good to base your identity or morality around these theories. Like, it's good to explore them, but I do think at the end of the day, science should prevail. That's how I think, but again, to each his own. But I don't think the truth is objective. Joints and Glob says he teaches you how to discover what he is teaching, so you can find it and you find it yourself in the books and not discover yourself. King Trip says that is crazy how much knowledge the ancestors had in the past. They almost seem to have known more than we do in the present time. King Trip, if there's anything that anyone has said in this chat today that I agree the most with, is that right there. Yo, like, I trust the ancients and our ancestors so much more than I trust our current leaders. Like, the fact that, you know, the pyramids were built and they're still standing today without modern architecture, without electrical light sources, without just so many modern amenities, and it's still like it's literally a marvel of the world, that it's just absolutely insane. Like, I have so much reverence and respect for like ancient cultures and architectures and practices that, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't think you could have said it better than that. Joints and Glob says read the book of Enoch. I have. Cannabis Family says pyramids location is center of landmass, not center of the earth, of landmass. Fascinating. 100%. Joints and Glob says you just learned that the pyramids are at the center of landmass recently. I saw the same post. I saw that too recently. I don't know. I learned that a long time ago, but Joints and Glob says science and spirituality go hand in hand, but religion will tell you differently. I have a hard time disagreeing with that. Joints and Glob says that's where Billy Carson learns it from, the ancient ancestors, by decoding from what scholars have dug up. He teaches you how to look up yourself. And DJ Runback 805 just joined. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. I don't mind, like, I think Billy Carson, to say that he's fully decoded those things, I just don't know that I believe that, but I don't mind the journey that he takes his viewers on in self-discovery. I think it's all based in positivity. I think it's another way to look at the world, but I do think that sometimes he obfuscates the importance of there is true science, right? Like, and if it is true science, it should be open to being wrong. Like we've had scientific discoveries that have been proven to be misinformed and have been updated and changed. And I think if it's true science, it should be open to that, which is why I love exploring these alternative theories. But there are true sciences. There are true provable things. Like science is real. So I personally like to approach things with that lens. Grambino says a lot of science can't work without the earth being round. 100%. Mina Azul says, where are the opinions from Bill Nye and Carl Sagan? They're talking about it on Instagram for sure. The Ventura Tide Pod says anal probes can measure waste, and if you know what if you know what we eat, you can measure how we turn plants and meat into fuel. How is that information useful to aliens, especially, is my question. Mina Azul showing Uno some love with the bat and the purple heart. Grambino 740 says Fifth Amendment on anal probing. See, I didn't know if you ever did it for science. I had a feeling you had never done an anal probe for science. The press conference is over. Good day, sir. I said good day. Mina Azul says every flat earther I've met was on meth. That's harsh. That has not been my experience, but I can't speak to that. Grambino agrees with you though, and he says all of that. And he says, or they've had head trauma. I'm looking at you, AJ Styles. Who's AJ Styles? Why does that name sound familiar? Was he on E or something? Was he an E News host? Mina Azul says I'm assuming she means favorite alien movie. Paul, not even close to my favorite alien movie. Paul doesn't even rank in the top 25 of my favorite alien movies. Number one probably being The Fifth Element. Grambino 740 says the non-Torah and Talmudic Bible, or Gentile Bible. That's what I was looking for, Graham. Thank you for that. Enoch is part of the Gentile Bible. He says, as we Jews call it. Mina Azul says the Bible traditional to Christianity was abridged, gaslighting us. That part, I believe it. And Grambino says, bingo, again, hath a nameo. Mina Azul says, check your sources always, with the two claps, with the always. Grambino says, read it in Hebrew, if you know how to read Hebrew. Grambino says, also, Lord, Ventura delivered that science above on probulation. Delivered that science above, on probulation. That's not, how is it useful though? Grambino 740 says, never take history or science from social media or scent advice. Don't take advice on how to smell from anybody on social media, y'all. I think that's even more important than science or history. Ventura Tide Pod says Arrival is there. Yo, Charlie Sheen, as much of a bigoted idiot as he is, Charlie Sheen, first of all, on his Tiger Blood run, untouchable. One of the most ill viral runs of our time, of our decade. The Tiger Blood run was crazy. And Arrival is so fire of a movie. With when their knees turn backwards, that shit is super dope. Mina Azul says, I'm making nice aliens. Most aliens are not shown to be nice to us. Think about Independence Day or Mars Attacks. I mean, that's a good point. But even if we're talking nice aliens, I would still say either Star Kid or The Last Starfighter or Star Wars, because Ewoks are the shit. Are you kidding me? Ewoks are the nicest aliens. Grambino says Mars Attacks is amazing. Mina Azul says I dressed as a sexy alien a few years ago. Pics or it didn't happen. Ventura Tide Pod says learning how you can turn food into energy is very useful. And Grambino says blip, but you're still not telling me how would you personally use it. Break it down for me, y'all. I like how active y'all are in the chat today. Joints and Glob says, look it up yourself. There's many besides him. Sumerian tablets is where the first 5 books of the Bible come from. Sumerian tablets is where they got the first 5 books of the Bible with the laughing emojis. Joints and Globs says at King Trip. Research what they talking about from TikTok. The Hebrew Bible comes from the Sumerian tablets. Fact checked it. I don't know that to be true. Joints and Globs says, what is everybody blazing on right now? I'm on that wedding cake. Joints and Globs, we have our own brand new cannabis delivery service. It's called Connect Cannabis. The link for that is in our bio. We're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We deliver everywhere in San Luis Obispo County, and that's what I'm on right now. So if you want some, make sure you tap that link in our bio. Get yourself some Connect Cannabis for sure. I love how, I like everybody in here in this chat exploring different areas of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Exploring different theories. I'm into it. Grambino says, Ewoks are Care Bears. Get the fuck out of here. Care Bears actually might be aliens in themselves. And if they are aliens, then Care Bears are the nicest aliens, matter of factly. So don't hate, Graham. Don't hate. Mina Azul says, I have picked somewhere. Grambino says, Vulcans are bust. Vulcans are not nice, bro. Vulcans are not known to be nice. In fact, they are emotionless beings, which makes them super blunt, super direct, and super fucking mean, usually. Spock is mean. Let's be real about that. Spock's mom is mean. The nicest Vulcan that exists is Michael Burnham, and she's my favorite Vulcan for sure. Mina Azul says, wedding cake is so good. I had that last weekend. Yeah, I'm high on that shit right now. Ventura Tide Pod says, anal probes are a start to understand. Y'all not gonna let this one. You are not gonna let this one go, huh? Ventura Tide Pod says, anal probes are a start to understanding the Krebs cycle. Knowing what is expelled, you know the unused parts of food. Why do you want to know this is the point. We're still not getting to the why. How do you apply this knowledge? Once you know how the food is not used, how do you apply this knowledge? What are you doing with it? Mina Azul says, I called myself a Care Bear when I was getting my stomach tatted. I like that. That's dope. They do have stomach tats, kinda, huh? That's a vibe. I think Care Bear is easily one of the dopest 80s cartoons in the world. We keep going down branched off rabbit holes. Grambino says there are similarities specifically in the story of Noah between Sumerian and Jewish stories, but the original Hebrew Bible is not based on Sumerian tablets. That's what I was kind of thinking. And in fact, Christianity, I believe, is based on an Egyptian religion, right? I don't know if that Egyptian religion is based on Sumerian, but I do know I know that a lot of the flood and the Unger Dryas theories are derived from Sumerian tablets, so I know why people think that religion is based on Sumerian tablets, but I do think stories are pulled from Sumerian tablets. I wouldn't say that a lot of religions are necessarily based on those tablets though. Grambino said, that's all I've been trying to get you to admit, Grambino. Anal set. That's it. And that's not scientific. That's for pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So nobody in the chat has done a scientific anal probe, which has been my point, but I appreciate you admitting that finally. Now we can put this thing to rest. King Trip said, back to the aliens, what these motherfuckers be listening to. One thing about every race, every culture, etc. is that we all have music. So if they are real, what you think they riding on space through? I personally think that aliens have if they're real, aliens have a different understanding of sound and sound waves, and that might actually be a form of communication for them. So melody, rhythm, sound, light, those things. I hypothesize that, in my creative brain, these are maybe some forms of communication that they use. Joints and Glob says, bro, I got my own diaper. Okay, I see you. He says, nah, you need them new strains, big dog. Hey, we got to start somewhere, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a dealer like that. I'm just, dabbling my foot in it. And I'm trying to figure out a way to support this stream to support these local artists. So if you're into that, then go ahead and support Connect Cannabis and get yourself some herb. You feel what I'm saying? If you're a weed aficionado, I agree why you might not want to, but if you want to support the stream, one of the best ways to do it is Connect Cannabis. Get yourself some herb. The other best way to do it is to get yourself some merch from our store. We have CTC apparel available now. We're trying to actually sell 5 pieces of apparel before the end of June. So tap the link in our website, get yourself some CTC apparel if you want to support the stream so we can keep bringing you videos like this. Mina Azul says, buy merch with the exclamation points. That's super, super real. Joints and Globs, when we do our grand opening launch, yes, we will be on Weed Maps, but we're in our soft launch phase right now, so we are not on Weed Maps currently, but we will be. Grambino 740 says, show them now. I can't read the rest of it. Show them how good your merch looks. It's coming soon. I'm actually gonna. Grambino got himself some merch and posted some fire ass. He sent me some fire ass pics that I'm posting on our main feed tomorrow. So tap in. Don't miss that. And I'll be back live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tap in. CTC Radio. I really appreciate you guys. This was a dope ass stream. If you missed any portion of it, the full stream will be available on YouTube and on our Instagram feed. So make sure you're following us over there, and I will see everybody tomorrow night. I hope you all have an amazing night. Peace.
Lonzo on the bass, so you know the bitch.
Just me and you. What's good with you? Yo, can